What's going on, everyone? So the Mayans must have known something. The Maya. Maya comes from Ma. Ma means matter. What the matter is an illusion. Maya also means illusion, which is interesting, and this is why they say the world is an illusion. Why is it an illusion? It's very, very, very real, just like as a male desires a female, the attraction and the magnetism of magnets, ma, the source word for everything is ma, ma, and then you have man, which holds ma, man, man holds the mother, holds the matter, holds the illusion, because of where it comes from. And so saying that the world is an illusion, that the world is Maya, and Maya is Ma and Mama, and all of these, the big connection between the words, the connection between the pictures. I'm trying to deliver this and then explain who I am for everyone. That the words are a way to explain a picture. The world is an illusion because we can't label it. Even calling it the world is difficult to do. Even calling it a plane or a planet or a planned net, or we play all these games with the words because they can never give you, words don't, they can inspire you to an emotional point, meaning they can grab something out of the future and tell you, see it this way, or they can grab something from your past and get you to emote, but there is no real feeling, right? I can have a feeling in the way that I'm speaking, so you can hear it that way. But the context, what's happening in this world, because the word world, see, word, W-O-R-D, world, throw an L in there. An L is a 90-degree angle. It's an angel, or an angle of language. It's an angle, it's a fraction of the entire thing. And what the word does is it shows the illusion. It explains and tells you the capacity of what's going on, meaning there's this thing, like, here I am. I'm in this room. It's going nowhere. This fan's not going to drop on me. These curtains aren't just going to fall off the wall, and this chair isn't going to just vanish. But I know certainly it's an illusion. Why? Because the pictorial representation in my mind created all of this, and it wanted stability. It wanted things to sit as such for a time being. And when I get up and walk out the door, this chair, does it exist anymore? I mean, it's that tree falling in the forest allegory to things. That's what the suggestion is. Because how can you know, and why would you care? You shouldn't care that it actually disappears. Like, why would it matter that this chair wasn't here? As long as when I got back here, the chair existed. Because I want to sit in it when I get back here. So the only time this chair, and this is what Zen is. This is what Buddha is like. This isn't Jain Buddhism. This isn't like Zen Buddhism. This is Zen 10.0, and trying to explain how this works, and knowing what the Mayans knew, meaning what the keepers of the illusion and ancestors and the people, you can walk into their world and their context by knowing what the darkness is, and knowing who Eve is, and why Eve is evening, and what melanin is, and why black people are black with the darkness, because they've been illuminated by the sun, and they've been radiated energy to a higher capacity than, see, there's so much here. And here's what the Mayans knew, and I don't separate myself from them. So look, it's weird. On my birthday, what did I get? I got this cool guy right here. Check him out. Look at the picture. Skull. He's awesome. I haven't named him yet. I'm gonna find a name for him very soon. But this is when I was born. And it's funny because I didn't look into the Mayan thing until maybe, I don't know, I knew about it. I did a little research on it, and then got into Terrence McKenna and Time Wave Zero, and he had written all of that and taken that all out without knowing anything about the Mayan calendar whatsoever. But he came out with a clock that actually linked up with the same end date as what the Mayans were talking about. And there's also what is the guy's name? I watched him years ago. He had died a couple years ago. But he was all about the Mayans, and he explained how their philosophy of the time worked and how it collapsed on itself. And maybe I'll find his name in a second. I'm not gonna search for it right now. But isn't it funny that I collect this my buddy here, and who I've been and what I've been. I didn't know this. I didn't know this was my birth sign. Like, I didn't know this until a few years ago. Like, but I was always this way. And so I look at it and I go, what is my guiding power? Oh, I'm a world bridger. I've always said that. I've actually made videos on that exact thing. So how is it that would happen? Because my higher self already programmed this. Just like your higher self programmed your life. And higher self just means the aspects of your subconscious that you don't know, because it's both in the sun and in the soil. It's both in hell and Heliopolis. And then I look at this and I go, okay, I'm human, earth, storm. Oh, man, and the dreams that I've had and the power of my breath. Oh, wait, hold on. And then I talk a lot. And so what is my symbol? Look at that. It's a tongue sticking out of a mouth. Weird. So no matter what I look at, whatever, and people don't understand how these calendars and clocks and times work, astrology, yeah, it just so happens I'm a Gemini. It just so happens the day that I was born, it encompasses these things. And it just so happens that if you look at the Chinese calendar, and I'm a ram or a sheep or a goat. Yeah, I've always been fascinated with the goat, and I'm very, very much like a sheep. I'm very kind and but I'm like a goat. Like the goat has supreme balance. Walk on a wall, right? And I have the look at. I endure in order to communicate. That's always what I do. Transcending breath, I seal the input of spirit. With the cosmic tone of presence, I am guided by the power of death. I get this guy here. I've always, because death is not what people think it is. It's not, and it's so interesting that as a world bridger, I'm the 13th sign. I'm the top of the thing in the Mayan cosmology. There's 13. Interesting. It's always 12 around 1, right? It's because 13 is, why don't buildings have the number 13? Because they fear it. They fear what 13 is. And it's funny. This is very interesting to me. When I grew up playing sports, my number when I played soccer was 11. I always wanted to be number 13. But the coach of the team was the father of one of the players, as it always is. And he wanted 13, so I was like, whatever, 11's cool. Then when I played football, it was 22. And I was always gravitated towards 33 in basketball. But it's interesting that 13 was very, very profound. Like I never understood what is it? What is it about 13? And it's always, 13 is, it's the monad. It's the sun symbol. It sits right there in the middle. It controls time. And then I somehow have this tattoo on my fingers that says time. If you look at it in one direction, but if I flip my hand over, it says emit. To emit time is to be outside of time, to control time, to understand what time is. And it's connected to 13 because the sun is the one in the middle that controls the 12 other zodiac signs. They don't exist without the 13th. And all of this is so interesting that you come across these just these strangest things, the strangest people, events, things that you read, the environment, and it's like, it's just syncopation, synchronicity, serendipity. It's a slew of S words. S's have power. There's a reason that, Rakim made an album called The 18th Letter, and it's about the letter R, which is Ra, because he is Ra. What up, God? See? And then we get in, what is that? So, LMNO. So we know here, I'm going to teach this to you so you can just have it in your mind. We're going to get to the S for in a second. But LMNO is lemon, and M and N is the middle of the alphabet. M, then N. 13 and 14. The 13th and 14th letter. And what do you get there? 3.14. 1 equals 3.14, which is pi. And if you look at M and N and you throw a triangle in the middle, which is which is what the triangle is, the unification symbol, you get man. Man is in the middle of the alphabet. We hold the alphabet. So 13 and 14, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S. So it's the 19th letter S's. And S being the 19th letter, 9 plus 1 is what? 10. 1 and 0, meaning on and off. On is Sal Om on. On is what you turn a switch on to. You get light. Light comes from energy. Energy is a systematic enterprise of vibrations. You put an S on its side and you can see the slithering snake that sets its sails. See, it is sin. It is the sine wave. The sine wave is energy. You live in sin. When God said you came to this world and we all live in sin, yeah, we do. Because you were sitting there imagining this world in what you'd call samadhi or in the Godhead. You'd sit there in stillness and then create everything in sin, in sign language, in symbolism, in systems, in stars. All of these S's. It's why a snake is a snake. It's why a cat and a lion. It's why a snake and a lion become a cat, and a cat hisses, right? It hisses just like a snake because it has the power. And you know what? Snakes don't really ever die. Kind of like a cat has 9 lives. Why does a cat have 9 lives? Why is the lion the king of the jungle? You cross that with the snake and you get a cat. And then you can find cat's allegory. You can find the whole cat reference in witchery. Why are witches and Wiccans wicked? Why are they that way? Why are they connected to cats? What do? They have energy like a cat does. Cat doesn't eat shit. Doesn't eat anything. You ever watch a cat? It just does what the fuck it wants. It eats nothing. It takes no shit. It's always got a crew. If a cat ever needs that, like if cat's ever in some, has a problem, like, those are my cats right there. They got your back. Like, this is why even dogs don't even fuck with cats, really. Even though a dog will bust a fucking cat up because God is dog backwards. It doesn't, there's no, the life of cats and dogs. They don't hate each other. It's ridiculous. They respect each other's power. Dog is upside down God, and a cat is a snake lion, the king of the jungle in a smaller form, connected to the slithering ways of a snake. Plays with its prey. It has Vesca Pisces eyes like a snake, not like a lion. So, when we think of a snake and lions and Leo the lion being the sun symbolism, once again, as I've pointed out before, that lion is not the king of the jungle. A lion would never fuck with an elephant or a rhinoceros, and they're both vegetarians, and they'll both fuck that creature up. But you've been told a lie about lions. That's why you've been lied to. They're lying to you. The Lion of Judah, the Lion of the world. Yeah, lie there. Take a nap. Relax, because the vegetarian gray animals. You want to play? Let's go farther with this. Into the gray aliens. Why is gray gray? Gray and Grey. Because it doesn't really matter. They're powerful. It's gray matter in your brain. It's the smartest part of the body, right? This is what everybody says. It holds all the information. So the calculations and what these animals are, these big gray creatures. Find the big gray creatures. They're always vegetarian. And they live for the longest time. And their memory is superior. Why do they say elephants have the greatest memory? Because they can find water for elephants, water from hundreds of miles away that they hadn't been to in years. Because they have big ears. They have a big brain. They run in packs of just vegetarian loving wonderful animals. Not meat. They're not trying to steal anybody else's blood. They have memory and they live and they're just look at that. Look at the size and look at the wisdom in that creature. So who's the king of the jungle? I'm gonna go with a rhinoceros and an elephant. I think they're up there. What do you get if you cross a rhino and an elephant? Elephino. So these, I guess I just kind of wanted to give you guys a little bit of this Mayan mystery and maybe a little more of who I am. It's like the she-mans, the shamans, the woman man, the collection of both agencies of energy, meaning electricity, and magnetism, meaning one spits and repels, and one is magnetic and pulls in. You have a repulsion and an attraction, and that's all there is in the world. You're either repulsed or attracted to something, and things with a lot of power are oftentimes repulsive to people. They don't want to be around a lot of power. It will, because they fear like that power may harm them. But if you collect both of the powers, you can generate and push and pull and do things. And that is what life and death is. It's both of the energies. The energy of death is magnetism. You see? Because it's a black hole. It pulls you to it. What happens at the end of your life? You get pulled to death. Unless, of course, you know who death is. And you know what it is. If you don't, and without knowing what death is, you can't be living. But if you combine the two together, man, you can move anything. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. We'll talk soon.